Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Ryan, and today I'm going to teach you some tips and tricks on how to take care of your bike and keep it running all season long. We're going to start with the basics. First off, we're going to start with how to clean and lubricate your chain. You know, one of those integral components that you're going to need all season long so we can keep you out there riding and not stuck back in the shop with us. Obviously, right here we have our bike, chain attached to the bike, that's pretty important. And we just need a few things to get going today. Those things include some rags to clean up the chain and to wipe off the extra lube. I prefer green, use whatever you have around the house, old t-shirts, whatever you prefer. Some Clean Streak cleaner that we use here at Al's. I personally use this on my own bike. I love it, it works great, takes a lot of the dirt and grime right off. And finally, we have our lubricant, which we use Demande Tech, which we also use here at Al's. This is a wet lubricant, so it's going to be good for the wet season, but as we get more into summer, as it gets drier, you're going to want to move to a dry lubricant to keep all the dust from collecting on your chain. All right, guys, we're here at the chain. I've uncapped my Clean Streak, and I've already installed the straw. This will make it easiest to get the lube into the chain and be able to spread it evenly. So because I have the bike in a stand, I'm going to be pedaling backwards and applying lubricant or cleaner at the same time here at the cassette. That way I can also clean some of the cassette and the areas where the chain is on the most, so we can kind of do that full clean process. So I'm just going to pedal backwards at a constant rate and just give it a little spray, making sure to hit the entire chain. So I'll probably roll through where I started, but that's just fine. Now that we've applied our cleaner, we'll take one of our rags that we brought earlier. We'll wrap it fully around the chain, squeezing with our hand, and then we'll do that same pedaling motion, trying to keep the rag in contact with all four sides of the chain to really take off that grime and dust and grease that's been building up on the chain. You may want to focus just on the top and bottom of the chain, as that's where the rollers are, and those can get the dirtiest and the most full of grease. But each chain is different. Take a moment to inspect your chain and really see where it needs the most love. It's okay if the rag slips. It's okay if it gets caught for a little bit. We're just practicing here, and we can work at slowly till we can get a little bit faster and a little bit more precise. I've gone ahead and cleaned off that chain. Now we're gonna do a similar thing with our lubricant. Like I said, we got our lubricant here. Mine has a specific needle nozzle, just so I can really get in there and really apply the lubricant. It's okay if you have a regular nozzle, they all work great. This is just my personal setup, this is how I do things. But just like the cleaner, we're going to apply the lubricant back near the cassette. Like I said, that is where it comes in contact the most with. And we're just gonna do light pressure on the bottle and little droplets, and we're gonna go very slowly to make sure we really get all of those rollers and linkages. We don't want to leave anything not lubricated, which is also why we do the cassette. We don't need a lot of lubricant, but we want to make sure it's all thoroughly covered. Normally, I wouldn't wipe off my chain, but because we put quite a bit of lubricant on there as we were rolling it around a few times, I'll just lightly apply pressure and roll that backwards just to wipe off any of that excess lubricant. This never hurts. This is never a hurtful step to do. It's good maintenance and practicing, making sure you don't have too much lubricant on your chain, which sometimes will cause it to pick up more dust and grease and grime than it would usually. I've rolled it through a few times here, so we're gonna call that good. And if you ever would like to, you can also wipe off on your chain ring if you think it needs it. Like I said, we did a lot today, so I'm gonna make sure and wipe that off. Make sure there's nothing dripping and nothing really in excess. And that is the final step of our lubrication and cleaning process of our chain. And that's all there is to it. Thanks for joining us again today. I really hope that you've been able to learn something useful and that you can not only learn it yourself, but also teach your friends. You know, biking is such a community sport, and it's that community that really brings us all together. So again, thank you for watching. I hope that you'll like and subscribe so you can see more videos like this, learn a few more tips and tricks, get out there on the trail and have a great time. Thanks, guys.